Hello everybody, welcome back, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Chris. Today I'm going to be doing a video about a fragrance category that I love and adore, vanilla fragrances. Not that long ago, I did my spring vanilla video. I think it was sometime in the beginning of April. It is now, what is today? Let me check my phone. So today is Thursday, June the 2nd. It is 10:47 in the AM, and I have to be at work at 12:30. So I have my work cut out for me. I think I have 15 fragrances that I pulled. Some of the ones, or a lot of the ones from my spring vanilla video have been packed away. They just are too heavy for the hot summers that we have here in the Midwest. A few of them have stayed and will join along with me for this video. And there are a few new ones that I don't believe I have ever spoken about. I have some low end, I have high end, I have niche, I have designer, I have indie, and I have foodie gourmand vanillas, and I have some more floral tropical vanillas. This is not a complete list. My mantle is only so big, but there are a few fragrances that will not be in this video, and I will just add them to some fun summertime video in the next couple months. And since I'm under a time crunch, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to warn you right now that everybody is off school, the birds are singing, the lawnmowers are going. Before I get started, if you have any summertime vanillas that you would love to share, I would love to hear about it in the comment section below. I don't typically like to include discontinued fragrances on my list for obvious reasons, but I did want to share this one vanilla with you because it is a vanilla that I adore, and if you ever see it on a secondhand website, it might be worth taking a second look or snatching it up if someone wants to declutter it, because I saw several of these bottles hit Mercari and eBay for a steal. And if you've struggled with Shalimar, the original Shalimar, like I have, the EDP, and even the EDT, I don't wear. It's too much Shalimar for me. This might be the Shalimar that you are looking for, and it is Shalimar Cologne EDT. It's very confusing. It's not the EDT and it's not the Shalimar Cologne. It is Shalimar Cologne EDT. This one is the most citrusy flanker. I'm just going to go through it real quickly. It's the most citrusy flanker. It has a burst of citruses at the top, that leathery burned rubber fuel type of a thing that a lot of people get, including myself, particularly in the EDP, which is why I don't wear it, is gone from here. There's none of that in here. This is very fresh and bright and crisp. And then as it dries down, you get that gorgeous, very fluffy Guerlain vanilla. It is gorgeous, and I will be wearing this a lot this summer. The next one is a Kayali I just talked about in my coconut video, but of course I had to have it as part of this video series. It is Kayali Utopia Vanilla Coconut 21. I always get the numbers mixed up. This is a great summertime vanilla because this is a white floral musk coconut and vanilla fragrance. It has bourbon vanilla in it and this light tropical floral thing going on, so it is slightly, it has that very slight suntan or sunscreen vibe going on, but it's not over the top. So for people who don't care for that type of scent profile, they might be able to tolerate this because it's very light and that sunscreen vibe kind of a thing is very diluted in here. As I've said in previous videos, this one reminds me a lot of Koroloff Gold. It's a very inexpensive fragrance. It smells really, really good. It smells a lot like this, but for me, performance was absolutely abysmal. I could not get more than 30 minutes to an hour. Performance on this is wonderful, and it's just a little bit deeper, kind of a richer version of that Koroloff Gold. So I love this one. The next one is one that I had on my spring vanillas, but it is a gorgeous, I think this shines or is even more appropriate for the summer because it is a very tropical, exotic vanilla, and is by Perris Monte Carlo, and it is Vanille De Tahiti. So this is a combination of a sweet, gourmandy, milky vanilla with tropical flowers. So the two flowers in here are two flowers that I adore, Ylang Ylang and Champaka. And Champaka to me smells like peach tea, and you added a little bit of milky vanilla to it. So you have the gorgeous, kind of the exotic Ylang Ylang, you have a beautiful milky Champaka, and then you add this gorgeous, deep, sweet vanilla that Perris Monte Carlo is known for. Performance is great. I get solid 4 to 6 hours on this, and I'm an undersprayer. And this one is definitely a candidate for my vacation this summer, my vacation scent, or one of my vacation scents. The next one I know you have never heard me talk about because it is fairly new to my collection. A couple years ago, I had different expectations with my fragrances. I expected them all to be beast mode. And now I appreciate those that aren't beast mode because the more softer, quiet fragrances, there's a time and a place for those. And it is by Byredo. The one I'm talking about is called Gypsy Water. Now, I wore Mojave Ghost for a couple years. A couple years ago, I wore that a lot, particularly in the summertime. It was a really lovely fragrance. It was a compliment getter. People loved it when I wore that. And I went through the bottle. The bottle's gone. And I think it was last fall, I started to think about maybe picking up Gypsy Water and giving it another go. And I got a sample of it and I really, really enjoyed it, but I didn't want to wear it in the fall or the winter because it is on the light side. And it's just, to me, it's not a fragrance that I would ever pull for, particularly in the winter time. So I think I got a gift card to Nordstrom's for Christmas, and this is what I bought with my gift card. I'm really happy that I picked it up. It has been getting use in these. We've had some warmer days. I think the warm weather is finally here to stay. And this is a perfect, one of the best warm weather or hot weather vanilla fragrances out there because it has some very refreshing notes to it, and the vanilla in here is not a foodie vanilla, so this is slightly aromatic. You've got juniper in here. I love juniper as a note in fragrances, particularly when it is paired with vanilla. There's another fragrance that has vanilla in it and juniper, and I absolutely adore it. It's one of my favorite all year round vanilla fragrances. So this has juniper, there's lemon. I know there's lemon and bergamot. There are a lot of citruses. This one has pine needles in here. I don't get a strong pine or woody vibe from it. It is very, very subtle. It has a subtle, soft woodiness to it. It does not smell like a Christmas tree. And this is just a perfect summertime vanilla for those people who do not like foodie vanillas, who live somewhere where it gets really hot and they still want to pull for a refreshing vanilla fragrance, and this is what this is. I get around 2 to 4 hours with this, which is perfectly fine because, as I've said, I'm an undersprayer. I'm sure if I really doused myself, I would get longer, but perfect warm weather, summertime vanilla right here. The next one up I know is going to be a polarizing fragrance, but it completely reminds me of summertime because in the summer when I was growing up, I had 3 brothers and they all played baseball, and the baseball season in Texas, particularly Houston, is very, very hot. And I was bored when I wasn't playing on one of my brother's teams. I was having to watch all their games, and I ended up wandering over to the concession stand all the time, and I had this thing for Laffy Taffy. And one of my favorite Laffy Taffy flavors was banana. So when I smell banana Laffy Taffy, I think of the summertime for that reason, and I got a fragrance that totally captures that scent. And it is by Comptoir Sud Pacifique, and that is called Vanille Banane. So this thing starts off as complete banana Laffy Taffy. This is another Comptoir Sud Pacifique that has a little bit of a tropical vibe, so it's like a tropical banana Laffy Taffy. The banana eventually fades and then the vanilla comes out a lot more. And what I get in the dry down is like a vanilla pudding. It becomes more of a vanilla pudding type of a thing. My experience with the Comptoir Sud Pacifiques, they just don't last forever, at least the ones that I have, particularly post-formulation. And this one is about 4 hours, and this is definitely one I would not want to overspray particularly because of the opening. But I assure you, I will be wearing this a lot in the summertime. In fact, I haven't picked my scent of the day yet, and I still have to go to work. So by the end of this video, I think I have something in mind. I don't think I'd wear this to work. This is more kind of a fun out and about, going to a party, running errands. Nothing too serious, kind of a fun summertime vanilla for me. The next one was part of my springtime vanillas, but I think it will move nicely into the summer. I don't think I'd wear this one when it was 100 degrees outside or really, really hot. There are other fragrances on the mantle that I would pull for, but this one is still nice for a warm summer day or a summer nighttime, particularly if you're out somewhere breezy or in the air conditioning. It is one of my 2 favorite by Commodity, and it is Commodity Gold. I really fell in love with this as the line was getting discontinued, or so I thought. And I was kind of heartbroken. I couldn't find a full bottle, or a full bottle that wasn't going for $200. So I was thrilled when the company did not shut down. They just changed hands or changed management, and basically many of the fragrances are the same. They have a few new ones, a few fragrances that have been dropped, but thankfully gold is still here. This is another vanilla that has juniper in it, so it gives it that freshness. And this is a, an ambery resinous vanilla, but that potentially heaviness of this fragrance is offset. But this is a lovely, refreshing, ambery, resinous vanilla. It has a really nice dry down. Another good one for spring and summer. This next vanilla is a cult classic. You don't see it much anymore, but I'm telling you, maybe 10, 15 years ago, maybe longer. I wasn't really wearing a whole lot of fragrances before 15 years ago, but I just remember seeing this everywhere. It seemed like this was everybody's favorite fragrance, and it is called Vanille Abricot, another Comptoir Sud Pacifique. This is a sweet gourmandy vanilla, and remember, I am a gourmand lover, and even I will tell you that this is sweet. This is as if you took some apricots, rolled them in sugar, sauteed them, kind of caramelized them, and added them into a cupcake batter, and you baked the cupcake. So this is a sweet apricot cupcake right here. Another moderate performer, nothing crazy. Performance did change after they did reformulate the CSPs, but still, I would say moderate, 4 to 6 hours. And again, because this is so sweet and gourmand, I do not overspray this one, but a cult classic. One of the most beautiful and luxurious vanillas that I own, particularly on the mantle today, and definitely one of the most beautiful and luxurious vanillas that I own, is one by EBK, and surprise, surprise, they are a luxury line that puts out nothing but gorgeous over-the-top fragrances. I talked about this in my recent wedding day video. I could easily see this as being my wedding day fragrance because it is so gorgeous. It is Ruby and Vanilla Neroli. I've spoken about this before, but for those of you who are new here, this is basically, to me, 2 fragrances in one. It is the vanilla that EBK, I think, is famous for. Their vanilla is very luxurious. It's velvety, it's deep, it's rich. It has a little bit of a mandarin sweetness to it, and it has a very rich, sweeter ambergris. So you take that EBK vanilla that they're known for, and you merge it with a very bright, beautiful and deep orange blossom neroli perfume. So you combine the two, and this is what you get. It starts off slightly green, so you get that green neroli and a little bit of floral orange blossom. And as those fade, it meshes with the vanilla. To me, the vanilla comes out more as it fades, but it never completely loses that gorgeous, very deep, non-sharp neroli orange blossom part of the fragrance. Oh my gosh, it's totally beautiful. I have a zillion orange blossom neroli fragrances. I mean, at least 10 or 15. None of them smell like this. This is just different level. I am not sponsored by the brand, but I will leave a link down below or instructions how you can sample this fragrance if you want to. Basically, they are very exclusive and they are sold in a few, I want to say, hotels in Europe. Other than that, the way to purchase EBK is you send them a DM. Back from a quick break, had to change camera batteries. But anyways, as I was saying, if you are interested in trying out the fragrance brand, just send them, and that's what I've done several times. I have, I think 5 or 6 bottles. My name is Chris. Here's my last name. I'm interested in these fragrances. They will send you an invoice. You pay the invoice, and I'm telling you, you will get your fragrance within a number of days from Dubai. It ships from Dubai, FedEx, like that. I get these fragrances sent to me faster than many fragrances that are here stateside. So their shipping, their response is unbelievable. They have become a lot more popular, and again, they are a smaller, more exclusive niche brand. So if they don't respond to you right away, don't give up. Maybe send them another reminder DM. I think you can do it on Facebook. I don't do Facebook. I only do Instagram. So that's the only way I know how to message them, and it has worked perfectly every time. And I think with your purchase, you will get a discovery set. So anyways, that's it on EBK. Gorgeous, hot weather vanilla that is this is very rich, very luxurious, but still there's something about the way that this fragrance is composed. I would definitely wear it in very hot weather. And this is, like all EBK, this is a monster. Every last one of their fragrances lasts 10 to 12 hours with like 2 to 3 sprays. I spray this 2 or 3 times and I will get all day long. Compliment getter. One of my favorite fragrances for the warm weather right here. The next one I know you have never heard me talk about because to me, well, this is a salty vanilla, and salty vanillas for me, at least here in the Midwest, are strictly for the summertime. I only wear them in the summer. I have tried several salty vanillas, and those are some fragrances that I can struggle with. There's something about a few of those more popular salty vanillas that I don't care for, mainly Vanilla Vibes. There's something about that. It just isn't me. And similarly, Beach Walk by Maison Margiela. Just didn't connect with those fragrances. However, this next one, this Lancôme Idole Aura here, is a kind of a very pretty middle of the road salty vanilla, in my opinion. Yeah, it doesn't veer off into any one direction. It's not too floral, it's not too salty, and it's not too overly vanilla, which there's no such thing, in my opinion, as being too overly vanilla. But this is definitely a vanilla for those who don't like their foodie vanillas. It's floral in here. There's jasmine and rose. I pick up the rose the most. I pick up kind of a fresh, little bit greener rose. There is a splash of salt. It is salt. It is a little bit salty, but it's not overly saline. It's not overly salty. And the vanilla in here is non-gourmand. It's a non-foodie vanilla. So for those of you who do not like their literal vanillas or vanillas that taste like vanilla cake, this one is a great option. It's a wonderful fragrance for the spring, and to me, particularly the summer. Moving right along is a fragrance that I have had probably the longest in my collection. And to be honest with you, I don't remember how I ran into this. I want to say it was probably from a fragrance subscription I tried long, long ago. I think my very first fragrance subscription was in 2013, and I still belong to that original one. And it's a vanilla fragrance that I adore. I love this one. It is Vanille de Madagascar. So a lot of people talk about a vanilla that smells like a bakery. To me, this smells like a bakery, and I can think of the precise bakery that it smells like. There is a bakery in Breckenridge, Colorado. The name is, I'm blanking on the name right now, but it's right there on one of the main streets. There's a cute French patisserie, a French bakery, that when you open the doors, it smells like this perfume. So this is a very light and airy vanilla fragrance. There are some citruses. I want to say lemon is at the top. There is a tiny splash of some floral note. I think it's a floral note. It doesn't say what floral is in it. And it reminds me of walking into this bakery. And when you walk in, you know, you've got all the beautiful bakery items, but they always have a cute little vase of flowers sitting on their glass countertop. So it does kind of remind me of this fragrance. The florals are barely noticeable. And it definitely, this is ambery. So this is one of those fragrances. It's very light, has a light, sweet amber. As it dries down, to me, it gets sweeter. So this is a sweet vanilla. And this one might frustrate people because it's just not loud. It's not loud, it's not a projector, it doesn't project, and it's not strong. So for those of you who like their really strong fragrances, this is not the best one. For me, I think that it's a softer vanilla, which is perfect because it's sweet. It's sweet and it has a lot of amber in it. So if it was any heavier, thicker, or richer, I would never want to wear it in the summertime. And this to me is a perfect summertime vanilla for that reason. So, you know, maybe like 4 hours and it's on the quiet side. You could overspray and get a lot more, but I like to wear this when I don't want to wear something overly heavy and I want to have a real kind of a tiny scent bubble just for me. This is a very soothing and relaxing vanilla, and I adore it after all these years. The next one is a gorgeous, one of the prettiest designer vanillas in my opinion. It is a summertime vanilla because when I bought this like 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I want to say it was 3 years ago, I bought it in the summertime. So my memories are just wearing it a lot when I first got it in the summertime. It is the Olympea Intense. I sampled both of them, the original and the Intense. I preferred this one. This one is salt, vanilla, and amber, so it smells like a summertime caramel to me. Oh gosh, I just love the way this smells. This is a perfect summer night fragrance. I just see me wearing it in the summertime at night. And in fact, this may just very well be my fragrance of the day. It's a beautiful day outside. I don't know what the weather is like, but the sun is shining. I think it's warm, probably in the high 70s or 80s, and nothing too sweltering. I might just wear this one, we'll see. But gorgeous summertime caramel, salty, ambery vanilla fragrance. The next one is one of my favorite fragrances by Kyse Perfumes. I've heard some people pronounce it Kyse. I actually think the correct way to pronounce it is Kyse. Thank you to my friend Julija, who did a fabulous, the best house overview of Kyse ever. She just did it. I will link the video down below. And if you are interested in the house of Kyse and a fragrance overview, her video is a must see. It's so good that I DM'd her and I said, hey, let's do a Summer Gourmand collab. That would be a lot of fun. I'd love to see what you pick. She is adorable and funny and has a lovely smile and great joy when she talks about her fragrances. So please go check her out. Go check out her review of Kyse fragrances. This next one, it is one of my favorite Kyse fragrances. It is Gateau de Carnival, which basically means carnival cake. And the reason why this is a perfect summertime vanilla for me is because we have a zoo here in St. Louis. I think it was rated best zoo in America a couple years ago. It's a fantastic zoo and it's free, by the way. But anyways, when you walk into the zoo, and I would always take my kids to the zoo when it was warmer, I mean that you can go year round. I prefer, zoo to me is spring or summer. That's what you do in the summertime when you don't have anything else to do. Go to the zoo. But anyways, when you walk into the zoo, one of the first things you're hit with is a funnel cake kiosk. And that smell is absolutely unbelievable. And this smells just like that funnel cake smell, minus the oiliness, minus the deep fry aspect. This is everything about the funnel cake except the disgusting part, which to me is the deep fried part. I wish they could make funnel cakes without deep frying them. They'd probably be a lot more easier for me to eat, particularly in the hot weather. I don't like eating fried foods in the hot weather, but there I just went off on a tangent. Anyways, this is absolutely delicious, completely foodie vanilla. This, I think the notes listed are, you know, brown sugar cupcake, vanilla, and apricot. And it just smells like funnel cake. That's all you need to know. Just like all Kyse fragrances, performance is great, longevity is great. It's just really appeals to gourmand lovers like myself who love a fun, whimsical, and very foodie vanilla gourmand. I am very excited. I'm making phenomenal time. I am kind of blowing through these fragrances, and if I went too fast, let me know below that you'd like me to go a little bit slower. But the good news is I'm going to finish filming in time for me to get out and get to work on time. Not only that, I'll have time to eat lunch prior to going to work, which is another big bonus. So moving on, I think I have 4 more left. The next one is Vanille Insensee, which is a gorgeous vanilla that I only wear in the summertime because this is a very refreshing, has a lot of bright notes. Citrus is in here, unlike a lot of the fragrances that I've already talked about. Most of the citruses are bergamot and lemon. This one is lime. So this one is lime and coriander. Maybe this will be my fragrance of the day. We'll see. This is a nice, this might be my fragrance of the day. I do like this. It's very, this definitely could be a year-round vanilla, particularly if you live somewhere hot, because it's a very translucent, very light vanilla. It's not overly sweet. The vanilla is natural. This is a great, I think I had this in my gateway vanillas, or a great vanilla fragrance for people who are kind of afraid of vanillas because they don't like foodie vanillas. This is a great starter vanilla because it is not a foodie vanilla. It's very, again, a very natural, light, translucent, bright, airy vanilla. It kind of reminds me of a combination of, if you took gold, commodity gold, and Eau d'Huile, if you combine those two, you would come up with something pretty close to this one. Very, very nice and light. Not great longevity. It's like 2 to 4 hours with this one, but that's why it's kind of perfect in the hot weather. Okay, talking about Vanille Insensee reminded me that I totally forgot 2 vanillas that I wanted to add to the list. So one of the bottles I just put up on the mantle, see if the eagle eyes can pick that up. Another one is one of my very favorite all year round vanillas. It is one of the few vanilla fragrances that I think could be a signature scent because it is a perfect year-round vanilla, and it just appeals to me, and I think it would appeal to a lot of people who are afraid of the gourmand type of vanilla. It's one of my favorite vanillas. I've talked about it before, and is called the Architects Club by Arquite. Now, I love this fragrance. It looks like I haven't worn it. The thing is, if you order from the Arquite website and you pay for the travel spray, you get that amount off your full bottle. So whether that's $45, $50, I can't remember. I've purchased so many off his website, including Sydney Rockpool. And so let's say you buy the travel spray of that one and you want to buy the full bottle. Well, that's whatever you paid for the travel spray. It comes off the total of your full bottle, at least it used to. So anyways, don't have the travel spray anymore. I have the full bottle and I love it. So another vanilla that has juniper in it. I just love the combination of lemon, vanilla, and juniper. This has, I want to say this has some other citrus, maybe some orange, and it also has a splash of angelica. You can definitely smell the angelica in here. It blends nicely with the juniper and the other citruses, but if you've ever smelled Angelique Noir and you really kind of close your eyes, you can smell the angelica in here. It's very toned down compared to the Angelica in Angelique Noir is on the louder side. It's very, very soft here. The idea behind this, or the inspiration for this fragrance, is you have a bunch of architects that are in this kind of this elegant lounge. They're sitting in these booths, and there's this gorgeous wood table, and the booths are the chairs, or the booth, or the seating is lined with velvet, so it's very warm, velvety, woody surrounding, and they're sipping martini. They're sipping this gorgeous martini, so this is the vibe. It is like a martini vanilla. This is another one that it's a natural vanilla. There's nothing foodie about this. This is a very natural vanilla, and it's very, very similar, in my opinion, to Eau Duelle. I had Eau Duelle, I decluttered it because they were just too similar. I like this one better. This one has the juniper, it has the lemon, it's a little bit more refreshing and bright, a little bit more citrusy with the orange. And the Eau Duelle had like incense and some more spices. It was a little bit spicier, and this one is a little bit brighter, more citrusy, more refreshing. Gorgeous, definite year-round fragrance. In fact, I think this one will probably be my scent of the day. I will never get rid of this fragrance. This will always be in my collection. This is a lifer. This is a keeper. Okay, the next one is just a summertime only vanilla for me, and it comes in a kind of a quirky bottle. So this is Kenzo World Power here, and this is strictly a summertime vanilla for me because it is a salty, cypressy, woody vanilla. I don't think vanilla is listed as a note. I think it's tonka bean, but I definitely get vanilla. I get vanilla at first, and I get this salty, cypressy vanilla that's sweet. It's like this kind of this syrupy sweetness, and as it dries down, that's when I get the tonka bean. The tonka bean to me does not come out until the dry down. At least that's on me. The cypress, I do really like cypress in fragrances. I can think of two other fragrances that have a prominent note of cypress that I really, really enjoy. So the cypress in here is prominent, and I think it's absolutely needed to give it a freshness because the sweetness in here is a little, it's a thick, like syrupy sweetness. So it would be too sweet, in my opinion, without the cypress. But together, they combine to make a really nice, with the salt, perfect, or not perfect, but a great summertime vanilla. And even though it's so sweet, I definitely think you could wear this in, fairly hot temperatures. And very affordable. I don't know what I paid for it, but I know it was probably $55 or less. Second to last one is a vanilla made by one of my very favorite brands. I love Lush. I love walking into a Lush store. When you walk in there and you get that smell that hits you, I love that aroma. I love I'm really big into bath and body shampoo-y stuff. I'm just like a kid in a candy store. I come out with a bag full of goodies every time I go there. And the next vanilla, they have a lot of vanillas, but the vanilla that I want to talk about today is a great summertime vanilla to me because it just is. It's a very good summertime vanilla. It's American cream. I fell in love with this with the conditioner, I want to say. And this is supposed to be a vanilla to remind you of the kind of the milkshakes of old from the 50s, going to a diner and getting one of those nice strawberry milkshakes. Whenever I see people post photos of this on Instagram, well, My cap is wobbly, so I'm gonna take it off. I see them pairing like strawberries and cream to personify this fragrance. I'm going to tell you, for me, particularly in the beginning, I don't get a ton of strawberries, even though I know that's the note listed. I very much get sage and lavender. I get the aromatics on me are very, very prominent at first. So this is a very aromatic vanilla in the beginning. It's not till the dry down that I get more of a sweeter strawberry or berry milkshakey vanilla kind of a thing. This is a very milky, creamy vanilla, but it's not overly sweet. And I think the reason why this does well in the warmer months, you could do this year round, but I just see it as more of a spring and summer fragrances because of those kind of the refreshing aromatics and the subtle fruits, at least to me, the subtle strawberry berry kind of thing going on. I adore this. Maybe this will be my scent of the day. We'll see. Last one is a fragrance that I talk about so much. I adore this fragrance, and it is another year-round vanilla. It is by Palma de Parfum and is called Guimauve de Noel, which in French translates to Christmas marshmallow. The reason why this is called Christmas marshmallow is because in France, these orange blossom marshmallows are very big around Christmas time. And so I do wear this in the colder months. However, to me, I feel like this is a better fragrance to wear in the summertime. Now, Palma de Parfum doesn't list all their notes. They're almost kind of vaulted. I think the notes that they list are vanilla, sugar, and orange blossom. So it's supposed to kind of mimic a marshmallow. It's a very sweet orange blossom fragrance. It's lovely. When I wear this, my daughter says I smell like an orange creamsicle. I personally think this does way better in the summertime. This is one of those fragrances that really shines on hot skin. Once your skin heats up and this fragrance kind of emanates off it, it is gorgeous and takes on that hot skin. The warm skin breaks up a little bit of the sweetness. This does smell similar. I always get this question. It smells similar to Love Don't Be Shy. In my opinion, if you have Love Don't Be Shy, you don't need this one. They are very similar. Now, if you like really kind of, like I have done before, wear them side by side and really kind of go back and forth, smelling the differences, you can smell the difference. This one is more citrusy, particularly in the dry down, whereas Love Don't Be Shy is a little bit thicker. It's a little bit more marshmallowy and it's a little bit more floral, whereas this is just a little bit more citrusy and I want to say, yeah, citrusy fresh. That's what I'm going for. Love Don't Be Shy, I think, is a little bit stronger. But anyways, I have a travel spray of Love Don't Be Shy because I have a zillion orange blossom fragrances and I own this one, and I think having the two, in my opinion, is redundant. And I really love this one. People might be a little bit frustrated because this is on the light side, but it does, particularly in the wintertime, performs way better in the summertime. So that's it. Summertime vanillas. I know, because I do this all the time, that I'm forgetting something because I store my fragrances in different parts of my house and in different parts of my room. So I know there's going to be a summertime vanilla that I didn't talk about. Oh, one summertime vanilla that I don't own that I'm kind of on the fence about getting is the one by Mugler, and I think it's called Goddess. I smelled that at Ulta and I loved it. The only alien flanker that I enjoy. I'm kind of on the fence about purchasing a full bottle. I might get the small like 0.3 ounce that they have as an option because like I need another summertime vanilla. I have so many, but it is nice. I might get a smaller version just because it's exciting for me to finally have an alien flanker that I enjoy, that I like wearing. But anyway, that's it for my summertime vanillas. I have lots of videos that I'm excited about doing in the next several weeks coming into the summer. But if you have a video in mind you'd like to see me do, go ahead and leave me a message in the comment section. I know I will be doing my niche and my higher end freshies. In fact, that was the video I planned for today. Once again, I just wasn't feeling it. I wanted to do vanilla, so I did a quick pivot, pulled all my freshies down, put up some summertime vanillas. I just felt that today, and I will be wearing I think my fragrance of the day will be, what will it be? I think it's, I don't know, I think it's gonna be Vanille Insensee. That's just the one that's speaking to me right now, and I don't wear it a whole lot. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for everybody who supports me as per usual, and I will see you on the next one.